let's see if I am alive. Am alive, am alive. Alright. Hello. Hope everybody's having a good day. Alright. I decided today, instead of, well, I mean, I may work on the Pokemon rap later too. But for now, what I really wanted to do, because I came up with an idea, is to write a rap, maybe a song. I don't know. However, because I don't know how to write melody, I would have to basically teach myself through that too. But about environmental racism, and this would actually be the second one I started. The first one I started was about a situation that's happened around from the 40s to the 70s, 1940s to 1970s, in various parts of like the Western USA. There well was a need for uranium, and the U.S. government found that there are mines of uranium mines, under a lot of the land that was given to various Native American tribes, as you know, after the Trail of Tears, and basically the land that was given to them was what at the time was thought to be the least useful land there was. Land that's pretty bad for growing crops, poor locations, basically stuff that they knew that the people expanding westward wouldn't want to use for themselves. I mean, that's basically where reservations are set up. They're all set up on what was, and in many cases is, the worst land available. Alright, so I started. Oh yeah, I didn't even finish that. So the uranium, right? Even though this land was given, to various Native American tribes as sovereign land, it was that nation's basically land and resources. But just as you can see happening kind of with nowadays, with a lot of pipelines deciding they're gonna make their way through under various tribal lands, you had the government really wanting uranium, mainly to use to develop nuclear bombs, in when we were in the 40s, during World War II, for the Manhattan Project. With this need for uranium, they decided they were going to put the mines on the Native American land, because that's where the uranium deposits were. Now, because the land was so horrible in terms of being able to grow food on it, being able to support livestock, right? What, or rather, the inhabitants there, the tribes that were living there, were really suffering for jobs and for money, because they basically lived on land that could not support people. Complete lack of natural resources. So the government took advantage of this. The government was also working with mining companies as well, but they showed up and were like, "Hey, you guys need some jobs? We want to set up some mines on your land." And due to the fact that people were desperate for money and jobs, they took these jobs. And at the time, at least in around the 40s, um, the government and scientists knew that radiation was extremely bad for you. You know, it's a carcinogen. It's all kinds of badness. Um, so, but the general public didn't really know this. If you look at, you can find like newspaper ads, and from back then where they're like, get your husband this, whatever, radon something or other. Oh God, I really should have looked up an example for this. Uh, why don't we look up real quick? So ad for my mic is slightly blocking my keyboard. Radioactive. Let's see what kind of radium is restoring health to thousands. Radium emanation water to drive out uric acid. I don't have anything for you, dude. Sorry, Darwin. That's I'm just talking to my little doggy. He's wants attention. But you can see that people didn't really know how bad radioactive materials were. They're what is uranium paint. Let's see. So some of you may know how you have a watch with glow in the dark numbers or hands. Nowadays, the molecule that does that has to be charged via sunlight. Back then, you had uranium in the paint, and the uranium's radioactive decay is what energized the molecules to let out light. What is? Let me see if I can. Okay, so there's actually a group of women who are known as the Radium Girls, really close to where I live, in Orange, New Jersey. There was a plant, where the girls they were painting radium paint onto watches, and I guess other products as well. But they were exposed to the radiation from this, and they ended up getting cancer. Not all of them, but a way disproportionate number to the percent of the general population. Okay, so back to what I was talking about with... Okay, yeah, so what the mining company / government did was they sent down the Navajo, at least in this mine example. There were other mines, but the Navajo were mostly the ones affected. Send them down first without safety apparel, no personal protection, and they would have the Navajo do the dynamiting, which is essentially done to blast apart the rocks so that the rocks can be sifted through, and the ones that contain ore would be moved out of the mine to be processed. And doing this this dynamite puts a ton of radioactive debris in the air, which the Navajo would inhale. And then after the dynamiting was done, the Navajo left the mines, and they had the white workers enter the mines with safety, gear, and they would do the rest of the mining now that the dust is settled and it wasn't nearly as toxic. So I started writing a rap about that. Please keep in mind, I have never wrote a rap before. I am currently working on a couple. I was pretty much entirely inspired by Hamilton, and I don't really have a significant past with rap. Like, my musical choices have always been pretty eclectic, and I never really listened to any one genre for extended amounts of time. It was, just kind of whatever I felt like hearing at the moment, or whatever happened to be on the radio, back before things like Spotify. So I was trying to write this. I don't know how to do it. I try to keep track of stresses. I was trying to put it to sheet music using a program, free program from online. I was trying to do that. I don't really know how to use that program well, so it takes excessively long for me to do. But I'll show you what I have so far. So I was starting off with, "Thank you for the job. Oh, and the cancer. Can you help me out here? What's that? No answer? You send me and mine into mines to mine your." Okay, this is this is tricky for me because I'm trying to emphasize your and or, but those are not naturally, like, the your is not naturally emphasized when saying this sentence. So a lot of times I accidentally overshoot. So, "You send me and mine into mines to mine your uranium ore" is what I'm trying to go for. But I always am like, "You send me and mines into you send me and mine into mines to mine your uranium," and then I'm like, oops. Okay. "Mind if I ask for a mast while I blast past the rubble? Or is that too much trouble? The racism isn't subtle." This line feels out of place, but I really wanted to use the word subtle as a slant rhyme to trouble and rubble, and get, like, the racism. I don't know. I have to figure out what to do with that. So, "You send us first, the Navajo, dynamite in tow, elbow to elbow, we burrow and blow apart the rock." And let me try that again. "You send us in first, the Navajo, dynamite in tow, elbow to elbow, we burrow and blow apart the rock and find you that glow." Could have done that better. Then I wanted to somehow do, like, a bridge and a chorus. So originally I wrote this part as for being part of the rap, and that, or rather, to be rapped. And I don't know how to write a melody. Like, I mean, I know I can easily put notes on a piece of paper, but I don't know how to make a melody that properly fits the lyrics or properly conveys the tone of the lyrics. If anyone ever watches this and feels like, "Oh, hey, I can help, I know how to do this," that would be amazing. I don't expect it. I'm probably going to have to stumble through learning it on my own. But so with these lines, I was, like, thinking, you've got for some reason the melody to what was the song that dun 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 you've got I think it's Come to Me, right? Was it by the Beatles? um you've got so hold on. Beatles. Um, was it? Was it Come to Me? Come Together. That was it. So, where am I going? Why'd I go there? Why'd I go to images? Ah, dang it. Oh. So, with the... I have the melody that you've got... Dun, dun, dun. I'm garbage at singing, as it is. My wife is an excellent singer. I am not. And a lot of my friends are also very musically inclined, and I am the one who is not. So Come Together. Does this have the lyrics? Last time I went to a lyric website, I did not know because it wasn't playing for me, but it was playing over the stream. And then when I put the stream up, I got copyright whatever, not striked, but the thing where they decide we're going to take all the revenue that you can earn from this, even though like 5 people watching, it's not going to get me any revenue. Does anybody remember? Is there no lyrics here? Anyway, so I was thinking something like, you've got heavy no. You've got heavy ammunition. You've got bombs to conceive. Whoa, something happened. Oh, never mind. Here's the rhyme. So, are we a means to your mission, a lamb to deceive? By means, I was referencing means to an end, but I couldn't figure out a way to express that perfectly within the number of syllables and the rhythm. So then I wanted to have something about. I was coming up with ideas for the next part of that. Like, is it maybe like we lack resources for vendition, or vendition being like selling stuff. But we've got lungs to disease, as in like we've got lungs the government wants to take advantage of, right? So I wasn't sure if that would be a good line, and then whatever the thing that would follow it. I'm not sure. So somehow the thing that I wanted to have, the thing that rhymes with lungs to disease, be family to grieve. I know it's not a perfect rhyme. So I'm like looking through possibilities. From our lands we faced abscission. That doesn't flow as well. Abscission, I looked it up, and it's like the forceful removal from one's land. You know, when it's basically unlawfully claimed by another. I did a lot of rhyme word searching, and then I had to check the definitions of certain words that I did not know yet. So, like, from our lands we faced abscission. Now in barren lands. So, see, then I can't like throw in we've got lungs to disease. I would have to find something else. Like, from our lands we faced abscission. And I guess the second part would start with, um, in barren lands, we face attrition. Like just a struggle to outlast. So if I use these, I don't have something, the second part. I'm not sure how to connect those. Um, I was thinking of this as a possible line. Like, we've only one choice. You claim volition. This is not clear at all without explanation. So I'm basically trying to say, like, their only choice was to work in the mines, but the government was claiming that, it was a choice. Like, they put themselves in the danger. And volition being, like, choosing to do something, like volunteering related to that. This one is children heed this admonition. An admonition is like, saying something in warning, like learn from my mistakes kind of statement. Like, so children heed this admonition. If you have hands, then you have lungs to disease. Like, if you have the ability to work, then your lungs are, your lungs are, basically just something that we can make use of for our plans. It's not, I don't know. Wow, what was erudition? Are we unfit for erudition? Erudition. I believe that means, like, becoming well educated. Yeah. So it's like, are we not fit for learning things? You just want to use us to mine. You may have heard the word, like, erudication, I think, or let me real quick look this up, because I think I should be more comfortable with it. Okay, deep extensive learning. All right. What is the saying? There's like a fairly common saying that uses the eru part of that, and I don't. Is it a saying, or is it just crap? I don't know. Okay. So that was like one of the possibilities. Oh yeah. Or did I literally cut it out instead of pasting it out? Good job. Or copying. Just and to what? Maybe I meant to say fit. Just fit to work. Or just hands to work, maybe. And lungs to disease. Oh man, snuffing us through inundation. What the hell did that mean? I think inundation meant something related to kind of like slowly progressing disease, like killing someone through, hold on. Oh, my bad. So it's a condition of of exhaustion, lack of nourishment. Okay, so I was trying to get across like they're they're basically the nation, the Indian nation, is being killed through inundation. You know, like just exhaustion, lack of resources, etc., etc. You think us hands to work and lungs to disease. All right. So our safety is an imposition, as in like it's it's too inconvenient to be bothered with. Beast of burden who exist for you to aggrieve. Aggrieve. I think that meant to take advantage of. Where I can't. There we go. Paste. I don't know why I was doing it that way. To distress or afflict. Like, okay. Well, I mean, that was along the lines. So, yeah. Alright. Is our safety an imposition? Beasts of burden who exist for you to aggrieve. Maybe. I'm gonna have to go back to this anyhow. Can you correct your malposition? You know, malposition being like your incorrect point of view. Preterition. Wow. I went all GRE vocab. And then totally forgot what some of those words meant. Preterition. The act of passing by, disregarding, or omitting. After anything. Okay. So I was... What the heck did I mean? You offered jobs. I'm not entirely sure what I meant. You offered jobs by preterition. Do you offer recognition as we sacrifice our lungs to disease? Demanding requisition to your land. Let me double check what I was trying to say there. Why am I doing this so weird? Okay. Oh, duh. The root there is require. Not sure where I was intending on going. You say ignore indisposition. But it's the start of disease. Oh, so like ignore. So when someone's indisposed, it's like, it doesn't necessarily mean they have like a horrible illness, but it's enough to, like be a bother. So I guess what I was trying to say, like ignore, you say to ignore the things we're starting to feel, like how we're starting to feel ill. But that is, the start of a disease, in this case, implied cancer. It looks like I was trying to define some words to myself. Anyway, so this part I started writing as well. So 1970, ship rocked New Mexico. You show up. Wow, how did I want to start this? 1970, ship rock, New Mexico. You show up with your dough, well disposed. You show up with your dough, well disposed. You show up with your dough, well disposed. But in truth, you know it's you who reap what we sow. As in like it's what the Native Americans work and make benefits them rather than themselves, is what I was trying to get at. 1970, ship rock, New Mexico. You show up with your dough, well disposed, but in truth. You show up with your dough, well disposed, but in truth, show up with your dough, well disposed, but in truth, you know it's. Yeah, I think I meant to emphasize no. But in truth, you know it's you who always reap what we sow. Long ago, but not that long ago. Not sure how to make the sound flowier. It's almost like it's supposed to be an aside that's not entirely within the rap, but I don't know. Maybe a second vocal could do it. Long ago, but not that long ago, we were killed and forced on the land, on the reservations. So kind of you to let us keep our nations. I mean, I like what this is saying, but I need to find a better way to say it. Like in terms of beat, it just sounds so kind of you to let us keep our nations. Like dun, dun, I'm not sure. Just doesn't feel right to me. So kind of you to let us keep our nations. Alright, so kind of you to let us keep our nations on this barren land while your barons land more contacts and contracts and increase your impacts and wealth. But we don't have all of that. We barely have our health. This land is undesirable, barely arable. But we are adorable, so we'll stay the course resourceless, while you stay remorseless. So of course we're hurting for work. So of course we're hurting for work and you. Blah, 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 blah. So of course we're hurting for work and you chirk and smirking, like working our minds. Let's go. We do so with gusto. Chirk means like let me double check because I think I'm using it on the edge of not being used correctly. Where's chirk? All right, so thanks, Webster. Okay, so yeah. All right, so I guess I was trying to say, like, you know, they come in, they enter all cheering and like, oh, have we got something for you? You know, like, oh, you're rejoice, kind of whatever. Also, it just happened to kind of fit with the rhyme scheme. I guess these were things I was trying to think of maybe using. Possible rhymes. And then here I was just taking notes on what actually happened. Anyway, so that was the first rap I was working on. This one that I just got or just popped into my head has to do with the more modern issue whereby as you know, poorer neighborhoods tend to not be as clean or upkept, and a lot of that is in part by the fact that the land isn't worth as much. So you're going to have companies like refineries, factories, etc., are going to put their buildings there because the land's cheaper, right? You have people who are already disenfranchised who don't have a good concept of their rights or how to contact a lawyer, right? And companies are obviously going to for those reasons um, put anything that causes health problems to those living nearby. They're going to put those in poor areas. They're not going to put it in a rich area where they're going to get sued into bankruptcy. Because people care about the rich. It gets more news, gets more publicity. So as a result, right, there's like higher levels of lead in the ground, in the soil, and in the air, in uh, poor neighborhoods, and you have more various other chemicals. You're not going to know what these are probably at the moment, but PM10s, PM2.5s, VOCs, which are volatile organic compounds, and other particulates. You have, oh my god, more nitrogen dioxide and trioxide. Not trioxide, just nitrogen oxide. Sorry. More ozone will be there. The bad ozone. The good ozone is the ozone that's in the stratosphere, where it blocks UV light. The bad ozone is the ozone that's in the troposphere, which is the part of the atmosphere that where the ground is. And that's bad because then you end up breathing it in, and it's a really volatile, unstable molecule that will easily react within your body. Okay. So with all of these environmental problems that are happening more steadily in poor areas, right? The old and rather stupid expression of pull yourself up by your bootstraps really doesn't take into account the fact that if you live in a poor area, you're more likely to have health problems such as cardiac problems, asthma, other breathing problems, a whole lot of stuff from heavy metal poisoning. Which for instance, lead is super toxic, and it basically has permanent effects on your body because your body really can't get rid of it. Like, as you accumulate it throughout your life, and you just kind of gain more and more throughout your life. You never really lose any. So unlike a lot of toxins where you basically have to have too much of them too quickly, with lead it's just it just builds up over time. And it has some really harsh effects, especially in children. So in children, it is known to permanently decrease IQ. It is known to cause impulsiveness, attention issues, all kinds of stuff related to like one's ability to control themselves in from impulse, and make better decisions rather than knee-jerk ones. And in prisons they did a study where they tested lead levels in the blood of prisoners, and they were much higher than those of people not in prison, which explains in a lot of ways why many of the people in prison were in prison, because of lead poisoning. They lacked the ability to really inhibit their actions. Like if they had an impulse, most of us can just absolutely ignore it. But if you have significant lead poisoning, that impulse pretty much becomes the action. Um, which is really sad. So all of these things like health problems, um, various poisonings from heavy metals, all of these make it extremely hard for anyone who lives in a poor area, and it makes it a lot less likely that they will be able to successfully have a good education and find a great job, because part of the problem they'll be dealing with health issues, or they're a lot more likely to have health issues growing up and as a young adult and as a non-young adult. So that's going to affect their ability to study. It's going to affect their ability to learn. It's going to affect their ability to hold down a job. Um, so it's really unfair of people to say, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, get a job, etc., etc., when a lot of people in poor areas, they would love to, but it's not that easy when you're dealing with so many things dragging you back. Um, and I'm only talking about the environmental issues. There's so many other sociological and financial issues. But I kind of wanted to focus on that. And by the way, that expression of pull yourself up by your bootstraps originally was satire to mock people who would say, like, get a job, make it out of whatever problem yourself. Because if you think about it, that expression literally is impossible. You cannot pull yourself up by your own bootstraps, right? You can't, like, stand on a carpet and lift the carpet to lift yourself. And somehow that expression ended up becoming mainstream in the opposite way that it was meant. So anyway, I wanted to try to rap or write a rap or a song of some sort about that. So I guess we'll try to get that started. I'm really good at starting stuff, but not so good at finishing them. The idea that was in my head, that popped into my head while walking Darwin, was something along the lines of, did I don't know. Okay, thought that was a lowercase y, and I was confused. You say bull, pull yourself up by your boot. I don't know if bootstraps is one word. So I'm trying to figure out, like, one, do I want to use the word ass? Because I don't know what demographic I'm kind of aiming for. I don't know if I'm aiming for spreading general knowledge, like the knowledge through the general population, or am I trying to create something with educational value for people in school, especially people like studying environmental science? So I'm not sure what to use exactly. I'm trying to find a way to say, basically, how about you pull your head out of your ass, right? I'm not entirely sure how to put that in there, but that's a general idea. So I'm just gonna all right. And straps and ass are, in a very loose way, slanted rhymes. Um, so I'm trying to think. I'm gonna look up. Let me do a little rhyme dictionary. Wow, what? All right, let's find words that rhyme with yes. I don't know why I love saying words that have a sound in them that way, like acid. So I'm looking for. I'm gonna write class, right? Just to be double sure that Wait, didn't I already though? I literally wrote ass there, so it wouldn't have mattered. Wow, good job me. All right, let's look for things that might be usable in this. Is this like the mass as in en masse, like as a group? Um, oh, billiard. What? What? Those definitions are not related to this. That is confusing. But I will. I'm just gonna en masse. Let's copy and paste that. Right. Um, Hypothetically, I should have wrote out that whole outline I was explaining, but I didn't. So, but I have it in my head. Obviously, I could have explained it a lot better, but I wasn't really expecting to. I don't know why I wasn't expecting to. Um, so it did not flow as well as I would like it to have had words. All right. Brass isn't necessarily useful. What the heck is this? I don't even know what chas is. What is chas? Probably not going to be very useful. Yeah, I don't know if we need a word for quick gliding steps or a ballet move. Probably not going to come up, with environmental racism. Just a guess. Now, why is brass in there? Brass is not necessarily in anything we'd have to worry about in terms of pollution. I don't know if that's das. Glass could become useful. I'm gonna write down glass. I'm gonna write it down wrong. There we go. Let me think. God, I wish I had an audience who could be like pointing stuff out, asking me questions so that I think about it more deeply. Darn it. Someday I'll have an audience. I mean, maybe. Probably don't need any of several small ungulate animals of Africa or Asia with rodent-like incisors. Probably not going to come up. Just probably. I don't know what this is. Grass. Actually, grass might come in use because of the pollution just under the grass. Right? Yeah. Sorry my voice is a little froggy right now. Not intentional. Wow, it's a name. Whoop-de freaking do. Kvass? Sounds Yiddish, kind of, but I don't know. Last, probably not Matt. Well, maybe the mass of Yeah, that could be useful. Mass could be useful. Maybe I should make a little note like probably just glass, like broken glass or something. Um, all right. So bent grass, so useful. Nope, not useful. I'm not entirely sure what most of these non-bolded words are. Is this an issue of they're just less common? But the fact that they're not bold makes them extremely easy to not notice. Air gas, air mass, maybe. Let me just put thing. Air mass. Gas. Was gas not up? Wait, what the hell is gas? Oh my god, it's right there. Wow, I'm oblivious. How is face off rhyming with bass? What? Oh, you know, it's a face ass. One of two pieces of armor plate hanging. Probably not useful. Probably don't need a tropical fish either. Great. I don't know what this is. Alas, it's just easy to use. I do have the problem, rather, that could be good. What if I just want to copy? I am really good at ending up accumulating so many things that I waste time. When I say things, I mean like all these words that I'm looking for the ability to use. Why the hell did I want this? Yeah, I usually end up accumulating so many of them and then not using 90% of them. And just wasting a ton of time. Crevasse, probably not going to be used. I don't know what the heck. There's a lot of different types of glass and grass. Isn't foie gras not at all? Rhyming at all here? Hair grass? Here is a word that could be useful. Oh well, I didn't. Oh god, oh well, it's a little bit of a bad highlight. But that's how I roll. They call me the bad highlight. The bad highlight. The bylight? No. There's really not many good wordplay jokes or puns with that. Landmass? Impasse might be useful. Lead glass. I mean, I don't know if lead glass wasn't much of a problem. I'm pretty sure, is it Schwartz? Is that the company that makes stuff out of lead crystal? I don't remember. Lime grass, marsh gas. What the heck is this? Help class. Possibility. Possibility. Probably not going to work on this too much longer, and I'll just, get back to it some other time or later. I'm sure, by the way, that there is a much better way to do all of this. Unfortunately, I don't know that better way. Shot glass, rye glass, green pass, acai bass. You don't need a spyglass to see. Maybe I can do something like that with this. Oh, shoot, I did have. So, like, maybe. Then again, I'm not really a huge fan of sentences that really only exist for the sake of a rhyme. So it's kind of unlikely I'll use that. But in case I think it's something where it actually works, surpass could be good. Let's check that out. Thurpath. To infinity and thurpathing it. Stargrass. There is a lot of grass. Trespass might be useful. Copy, the copy, the copy, copy. Copy, 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 copy. Unfortunately, I did not send an Instagram message or a tweet or anything saying that I was going to be working on this. Even if I did, I might get one viewer. But as of right now, nada. Tear gas. If I get in talking about protests, then that could be useful. The word tear gas could be useful. Clearly, actual tear gas would not be useful. Wow, there's a lot of grass. Mardi Gras does not rhyme with glass. Middle class, maybe. While I put that there, might as well put upper and lower, because all of them may. What the heck am I doing? Useful. I know this looks incredibly beautiful and organized. Perfect gas. Overpass. Orchard grass. Panic grass. What? Underclass. Underpass. Sassafras. Water glass. Water gas. Wire glass. Atomic mass? That would be. I feel like it would be pretty esoteric to try to get that in. Is esoteric the right word? I don't know. But to put that in, like, what a weird specificity. Snake in the grass. Okay. Wow, okay. I kind of thought there would be more, honestly. I really did. I really thought I would get more out of that. That is disappointing. Rhyme Dictionary. Are there better websites? I feel like there's better websites, right? Rhyming Dictionary. So I'm gonna put class end rhymes. What? You have. Oh my god. Website, you are so much better than that other one. Oh my gosh. Okay, okay, okay. A mass. A mass. Wow, the pollution a mass is. I don't know if I'm gonna subclass repass. I don't know what that even means. Oh, I never looked at foie gras, goose liver. Totally useful. Not well. Now that I know what a morass is, a giant windstorm. By the way, the name for that, haboob. That is not a joke. You can. Where the heck am I? Oh, you can literally say that, and it's not even dirty. Boop ba doop ba doop boop. Isinglass. Wow, this is. Is this really it? Wowies. What is repass? Definition. To pass again. Okay, I thought maybe it had some other meaning than that. Yep, 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 yep. Yep, okay. Now, I am curious, what if... Wait, isn't last syllable rhyme the same as end rhyme? Yeah, okay, that wasn't good. Double rhymes, what? Is that... Oh, none. Probably won't be triples then. Beginning rhymes? How about that? Oh, never mind. They're talking about alliteration. I thought it meant the class was going to be in the beginning of the word. But still, this could be useful in terms of if I wanted to do some heavy alliteration. Let's see, is there anything good here? Is there? Well, I didn't. Why would I need to worry about class? That was dumb. I just put that word in as an example. All right, cool website. I think I'm gonna bookmark you. Now, don't need this open. I don't need this open or this. I think I'm going to break for now, and next time, whenever that is, I will actually start constructing something. All right. Thanks to any and or everyone who has watched, will watch, is watching this. Have a kick-ass day, and yeah. All right.